If you were a fan of the amazing pineapple fragrance by Lattafa, that is Qaed Al Fursan, there is some good news and some bad news. The good news is that they have a new flanker out called Qaed Al Fursan Untamed. The bad news is if you were expecting a delicious pineapple fragrance, you're not going to get it here. So today we're going to be covering everything Qaed Al Fursan Untamed by Lattafa, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. How does this stuff smell, projection, longevity, all of that jazz, so stick around. As always, quick look at the presentation. Here is the box, very similar to the original, and this is the bottle. I really love the color pattern here, and we do have a nice atomizer and a magnetic cap as well. So I got this when it was first released at, I think, around $30. Just checked the pricing today, and I saw that the price has already dropped to around $25. And one of the great things about the Qaed Al Fursan fragrances is that they are not expensive. The original you can usually get for like $16 to $18. Which is a great price for the type of fragrance that it is. I would expect the price on this to continue to drop, and by fall or winter, I would expect this to be around the maybe $20 to $22 price range. So as discussed earlier, this is not a pineapple fragrance. So what type of fragrance is this? This is basically a warm, ambery, woody, spicy fragrance that I would say works very well for fall or winter. Obviously, you can wear it whenever you want. So let's head over to Lattafa's website to see what this fragrance is about. Top notes are mandarin, nutmeg, cardamom, and cinnamon. The mid notes, as you can see, this is a very spice-heavy opening with just a touch of citrus. And mid notes are lavender, clary sage, geranium, cypress, and caramel. Again, going with a very fresh and aromatic scent profile here with the lavender and clary sage. And the base notes are amber, vetiver, cedar, labdanum, and olibanum. Obviously, if you look at these fragrance notes, you can tell what they're trying to do with this stuff. Very warm, very spicy, very aromatic and fresh, along with some resinous accords to it as well. All right, so how does this stuff smell? So right in the opening, you get a blast of spices and slight warmth with just a touch of citrus. I get a little bit of cinnamon along with a hodgepodge of different spices. It comes off very warm and spicy. It's not a choke you out black pepper spice like some fragrances have. Overall, the spices are very well mixed together, and I really like the way this opening smells. So once it dries down a little bit, it turns into more of a resinous, aromatic, slightly fresher fragrance with still a heavy dose of spices. I really do pick up a lot of lavender and that warmth with the amber and some slight woods. Also plays a part. The dry down is amazing. I really love the way that this fragrance turned out. There is that caramel note in there, which I was kind of worried at first when I saw that. This is by no means a sickly sweet fragrance or a gourmand fragrance. To me, the caramel is going to add just a slight bit of sweetness to the fragrance. To my nose, it's not a note that really stands out. Probably would not even know that it was in there once this stuff dries down and spends a little bit of time on your skin. Overall, the type of fragrance is warm and spicy. To me, this is a perfect fragrance for later in the fall and earlier in the winter. I would compare it to something like Holiday Spice, but a little bit more masculine and warm. It doesn't smell cheap like potpourri or anything like that. So when I say Holiday Spice or Christmas Spice, I want to make sure that I'm not talking about potpourri or anything that smells really cheap. As far as performance, I get about 6 to 8 hours, more towards the 8 hours with about 8 sprays. The fragrance is fairly linear. In addition to that, I don't get any note that really is very loud or out of place. It's very well mixed. And then I get decent projection for maybe an hour. Definitely not a beast mode fragrance, at least off of my skin. But after a long day at work, when I got home and I sat down by my wife, this is about 8 hours after I sprayed it on. She said that she could smell the fragrance, so that's definitely something good to know. Overall, I really like the way this fragrance smells. Having said that, it is not some super unique, amazing fragrance. What I mean by that is if I were to go into a department store and spray this on at a $30 or $35 price point, which is about what I paid for it, I probably would not pick this up because there are so many fragrances in the $30 or $35 price range, and this one just doesn't stand out to me. Having said that, even though I paid $30 for it, as a blind buy, I am definitely not disappointed with the fragrance. Like I said, I like it. It's very enjoyable. I plan to wear it in the fall and winter. I really like the way it smells. But if it was like a $20 fragrance, $18 fragrance, and I tried a sample of this or tried it out in a department store, this is something I would definitely pick up. Now, this is supposed to be Lattafa's take on Versace's Eros Najm. I may have said that wrong, which I believe is a Middle Eastern exclusive fragrance from Versace. I can't comment on that. I really don't know anything about the fragrance. I've never smelled it. Sorry, I just can't give you any input on the fragrance. I just don't really know anything about. All right, guys, if you like this type of content, do me a solid and hit that like and subscribe button.